Okay, so we'll continue with our discussion on the practice questions for strategic planning. We'll have number 56. Which of the following strategies focuses on a differentiation, competitive advantage in a narrow or segmented competitive scope? So obviously the answer here would be the focus strategy, focus on differentiation. So the answer here would be the second choice. 57. Again on smart objectives. Which of the following uh, strategic, a successful strategic plan should have smart objectives? Which of the following is not an aspect of smart objectives? Again, your smart would be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Okay, the one that is not among the five here is your moving. Okay, and then 58. Which of the following should be a valid definition of product differentiation? The answer here would be the third choice, competing on the basis of a product being better than the competition. Okay, you're trying to differentiate your product as being a better option. Not no focus so the focus is not so much on the price, but on the quality of the product. 59. All of the following correctly describes an example of following differentiation strategy, except let's try to go over the choices. A company heavily invests in research and development to develop products with features competitors' products that have. Okay, so obviously that's differentiation. A company focuses in its advertisements on how its product is higher quality than similar products sold by competitors. Again, you're highlighting a uh, difference in quality. So this is still a differentiation strategy. Third option, a company drops products that contain similar features to competitors' products while retaining products that contain features not available in competitors' products. So this would still be differentiation. So that would mean our answer here would be a company heavily invests in research and development to develop a more efficient product packaging processes. This would be more on cost leadership already. You're trying to become more efficient in your production so as to allow you to have lower costs. So that means the strategy here would be on cost leadership. So the answer here would be the fourth choice. Number 60, the management of Mateo Incorporated, the manufacturer of printer cartridges, has set the following tactical goal for its marketing department to increase product sales by 15% this year. In order to help achieve this goal, Ravi, a team lead in the marketing department, has formulated the following supporting objective for his team. Every member in the team must sell more units in the next 4 quarters than he or she did in the last 4 quarters. As the manager, what advice would you give Ravi to make the objective more uh, effective? Okay, the best answer here would be the fourth choice, which is uh, to specify a clear and a quantitative uh, target. Okay, the other choices are not correct because uh, yeah, they do not necessarily refer to any of the aspects of a smart objective. 61 again, still testing you on your knowledge on the five aspects of smart objective. So out of the choices here, temporary is not one of the aspects of smart objective. So the answer here would be temporary. 62, which of the following statements concerning a clothing store's mission is correct? It can help the company make a decision whether to open stores in 5 additional states. Okay, this seems to be long term concern. So this would likely be our answer. Let's try to go over the other choices. It can help it make a decision whether to upgrade its single light store sign to a multicolor store sign. Not very long term and has very little impact on the long term goals of the company. It can help it make a decision whether to place some slow selling merchandise on sale. Again, that is more on a short term view. It can help make a decision whether to run advertisement on a local television stations to promote extra Christmas hours. Again, very short-term view. So the answer here would be the first choice. Next, which of the following correctly describes an example of following the focus strategy? The answer here would be a company drops products in all industry segments, but one. Okay, you're focusing on one segment of the industry. Uh, 64. Which of the following statements concerning an organization's mission is not correct? The answer here will be the fourth choice. An organization's mission statement can help it make decision on which supplier to use. So again, that does not tell you the direction of the company. Choosing which supplier does not really tell you the direction of the company long-term wise. 65. Which of the following does not correctly describe an example of following the cost leadership strategy? So that means three of the four shows cost leadership strategy. First, a company invests in automated manufacturing equipment to reduce production cost. Uh, Obviously, that's under cost leadership. A company sends all its employees. I think we had a similar question to this one earlier. The answer here would be the fourth choice. A company hires research scientists with industry expertise to enable it to produce a product with features attractive to one industry segment. So this would be more on focus strategy. So the answer here would be the fourth option. 66. Which of the following settings is the threat of decreased profits most likely to be the highest owing to rivalry among existing competitors? Uh, First, rivalry between the top fast food restaurant chains in the market. Definitely, uh, rivalry in the fast food is very high. But let's try to go over the other choices. Rivalry between the established market leader in discount superstores and small convenience stores. There's really not much of a competition between uh, superstores and small convenience stores. Rivalry between a company known for its innovative, cutting edge technology and a company that sells cheap, basic technology. To some extent, they're not actually competing directly. Okay, so this would not be a likely answer. Next, rivalry between leading satellite television companies where customers who sign up get hardware that is compatible only with that service provider. With that feature, then the competition would already be excluded, so it would be difficult for the customer to jump to the competitor. So the best answer here would be the first option. Okay, the rivalry between the top fast food restaurant chains. 67. Which of the following is true of a functional strategy? Okay, so a functional strategy is it defines functional strategy defines activities and processes to help the organization maximize its competitive position. So the option that gives you the definition for functional strategy is the second choice. A cost leadership strategy, in addition to focusing on the company's ability to sell a large volume of low cost products, is often aided by all of the following characteristics, except uh, we're looking for focus strategy to sell large volume of low cost. Okay, so You'll be able to provide low cost if there's advanced production technology. You'll be able to mass produce these low cost products, and then access to low cost production inputs, similar to the first option. More highly desirable product features. If that's the case, then you're differentiating the product already. So this would be our answer. 69 organizations have a number of strategies in place at any given time. What is common to all of these strategies? Um, Personal strategy, operation strategy, and marketing strategy. Okay, the answer here would be that all these strategies derive from the overall organization strategy and mission statement. Next, which of the following describes what an organization wants to accomplish and leads to the formulation of long term business objectives? This would be the mission statement. Okay, if it asks what are we going to do, that is your mission statement. Which of the following correctly describes an example of following the differentiation strategy? First choice, a company focuses its advertisements on how its product costs less. No, that's cost leadership. Second choice, a company focuses its advertisements on how its product is higher quality than similar products sold by competitors. Obviously, this is under the differentiation strategy. So this will be our answer. The third and the fourth choice here, the third is still on cost leadership, while the fourth one would be on focused strategy. 72, analyzing a company's technological capabilities, employee skills, and sales team performance will provide uh, internal factors. So employee skills, sales team performance, and the company's own existing technological capabilities refer to internal factors. And under the SWOT analysis, internal factors give you the company's strengths and weaknesses. Okay, external gives you the opportunities and threats. Internal gives you the strengths and weaknesses. 73. The company is a manufacturer of machines used in the automotive industry. Most of its business comes from three automotive manufacturers that are located in neighboring counties. During a board meeting to revise and prepare a new strategy, one board member expressed concern that the buyer's bargaining power is very high as the company has only a handful of buyers. So what would you, as a board member of the company, say to your colleague to reassure him or her that buyer's bargaining power is not a threat to the business? The answer here would be the third choice. Alturo's products or the company's products are very expensive to install, and only spare parts manufactured by the company can be used in its machines. Okay, so if the bargaining power of the buyer is reduced, when it would be very expensive for the customer to switch. Okay, so since because of the expensive installation cost, then uh, the consumers might be very hesitant to once again incur the same costs, and because of the exclusivity of the available parts, again the consumers would be discouraged from making a switch to another provider. 74, which of the following is not one of Porter's uh, five forces? Okay, the answer here would be the first choice, the threat of regulation. Okay, so you might be asked in the essay as to what are the Porter's five forces, and you might be asked to give a definition of each of these five. So please be prepared for That kind of question. We will encounter the all the five forces as we go along the practice questions. 75, a company that is a large organization with 7 business units recently prepared a BCG growth share matrix to evaluate whether it has a balanced portfolio of businesses. Upon analysis, its 3 large business units were identified as stars, 2 medium-sized business units were identified as question marks, and 1 small business unit. Each was identified as a cash cow and as a dog. Which of the following is the conclusion you can draw up evaluating the uh, data? Uh, the answer here would be the second choice, that the company is probably facing a shortage of funds to fuel its uh, growth. Okay, very quickly, when we under the Boston Consultancy Group growth share matrix, you classify your products or services or business units into stars, cash cows, question marks, and dogs. If they are in a if they are in a high growth market, then they would either be a star or a question mark. Okay, so what then distinguishes a star or a uh, question mark? It depends on your market share. If your market share is already big, then that would be considered, and the product or service has a high potential for growth, then that would be considered a star. If it has high potential of growth, but you still have a small uh, market share, then that will be considered as a question mark. If your market share is if growth potential is low, then it can either be classified, the product or services or business units may be classified either as a cash cow uh, or a dog. Okay, so it's a cash cow if you have an existing big an existing market share, a big existing market share, and it's a dog if you only have little market share. So out of these four, the dog would be the most undesirable. It is in a low growth market, and at the same time you have small market share. Okay, so the reason we are able to arrive at the conclusion that the company is probably facing a shortage of funds, it's because uh, many of its business units are identified as stars and question marks. Okay, normally if the product or services or business unit is classified as a star, then that would require investment on your part so that you would be able to maximize on the growth, and you'll be able to continue to maintain your large uh, or big market share. Okay, and the same for your question mark. You may decide to make additional investments with the hopes that you'll be able to transform it into a star. So question marks class will either evolve into a star or it will turn out into a dog, depending on how successful you would be in your exploration of this kind of business unit. Okay. So again, the four classifications here would be your stars, your question marks, your cash cows, and your dog. It's good to have a cash cow and a star. Okay. The good thing with a cash cow is that you already have a big market share, so there will be no more need for you to make significant investment. You can already capitalize on this kind of product, service, or business unit. As much as possible, you avoid having a dog, you explore in your question marks, and you grow your stars. So again, your classifications are stars, question marks, cash cows, and dogs. And if you would be asked in the essay, which you would be, as to what kind of strategies will be done depending on the classification. If you have a star, then you will employ invest strategies. You will try to grow your stars by making additional investments. And then for your question marks, you employ exploratory or explore strategies. You do not make big commitments, but you try to explore whether you can transform it into a star or whether or not it will just become a dog. If you have a cash cow product or service, then the strategy that you will have to employ would be harvest strategies. Uh, you try to maximize the revenues that you'll be able to earn from this kind of product. For your dog, the strategies that you will have to employ would be divest strategy, the exact opposite of your stars. If possible, you remove or you let go of these kind of product services or business units. Again, you'll be asked in the essay portion of the exam what are the four classifications or categories and what kind of strategies will be employed for those classifications. Okay, so again, stars, invest strategies, question marks, explore strategies, cash cow, harvest strategies, and dogs would be divest strategies. 76. Which of the following statements is true concerning Porter's five forces? Industry analysis. The answer here would be the first choice. Porter's five forces industry analysis is used to better understand the threats posed by an organization's competitors, customers, and suppliers. Okay, so the factors that are considered in Porter's five forces would be the threat of new entrants, the threat of substitute products, the threat of rivalry among competitors, the threat from the bargaining power of customers, and the threat from the bargaining power of suppliers. Okay, all those forces uh, should be considered to assess the threat that is faced by the company. Okay, so again, if you will be asking the essay question, what are the five factors that will be considered in Porter's five forces? You have number one, the threat of new entrants coming into the marketplace. Next would be the threat of substitute products or services. Okay, and then the threat of rivalry among competitors. And fourth, you have the threat from the bargaining power of customers. And last would be the threat from the bargaining power of suppliers. Okay, so in case you will be asked what are the Porter's five forces, please make sure to be able to enumerate those five. 77. Which of the following situations will most likely enhance a buyer's bargaining leverage? Uh, the best answer here would be the first choice, the ability to purchase an uh, upstream supplier. Next, what type of analysis is the following definition describing? Developing alternative strategies in order to be prepared for unexpected conditions or outcomes, which can minimize the negative effect of surprising events as well as optimize opportunities that may unexpectedly present themselves. So, this describes your contingency planning. So basically, your contingency planning follows a analysis of different scenarios. So uh, very close to a scenario analysis. 79. Which of the following statements is not correct concerning competitive analysis? Okay. So competitive analysis can help an organization understand its actual competition, not who it thinks is its competition. Second choice, competitive analysis can help an organization identify new customers. Next, competitive analysis involves getting a as complete a picture as possible about competitors. Next is this would be the answer. An industry leader is not likely to benefit from competitive analysis. Okay, so all entities class can benefit from a competitive analysis. Even an industry leader can use competitive analysis so that it can learn how close its competitors are coming or approaching to be able to match its products or services. Okay, take note that the three other choices are correct. Number 80, there will be a lot of questions wherein you will be simply asked to determine whether a certain product, service, or business unit is a star, a cash cow, a question mark, or a dog. Number 80 is an example of this one. After leading the market for the past decade, the growth of product ABC is slowing down. So that this will either be a cash cow or a dog. In this stage of its life cycle, the product is still generating significant amounts of cash flows that cover the company's investment into new product innovations. According to the BCG Growth Share Matrix, product ABC is most likely an example of A. The answer here would be cash cow. Next, 81. Which of the following statements concerning SWOT analysis is correct? The answer here would be letter A. Strengths and weaknesses are internal to an organization, while opportunities and threats are external to an organization. You should know this already. Which of the following statements is true concerning situational analysis as it is used in strategic planning? The answer here would be the third choice. Situational analysis is used to analyze an organization's external and internal environment. Okay. So in situational analysis class, you can either use the SWOT analysis or the Porter's five forces or even the PESTEL analysis. Next, a company is a leading company in the premium bottled water industry. Let's go to the question first. Which of the following statements best reflects the industry environment? Okay, extensive inventory and distribution infrastructure is needed to compete in this industry. So this would be a barrier to new entrants. The company's main packaging materials can be sourced either locally or easily imported from uh, overseas. With its 60% market share, the company is able to influence prices and competitive activity. The second biggest competitor holds 20% market share, while the remaining 20% is shared by many small companies. Supermarkets and other grocery retailers are the largest customer segment, accounting for approximately 45% of sales. The supermarkets and grocery retailers are driving volume growth and are undergoing consolidation into larger supermarket conglomerates. Using Porter's five forces, which of the following statement best reflect the uh, industry environment? So here, obviously, there's a high profitability here. So the first and second choice are out. Uh, Out of the third, between the third and the fourth choice, the best answer here would be a third choice. There's high profitability but can decrease due to increasing power of the buyers. Okay, remember, this is one thing you have to remember. Under the Porter's five forces, the higher the bargaining power of buyers, the more they are able to exert pressure on the industry to force prices down. Next, Romero Roman, a leading manufacturer of cars, has two product lines: small family cars and luxury cars. According to the BCG growth share matrix, in which quadrant would small family cars likely be classified for uh, Romero Roman? Um, this would be under the cash cow, since it's a leading manufacturer, so that means it has a high share in the market. But obviously, the automobile or the car industry or market is already a mature industry, so you would expect that it has already a slow growth. So you would expect that this would be classified as a cash cow. Next, which of the following statements concerning a cash cow on the BCG growth share matrix is correct? A cash cow is a product or service with a high cash generating capability and a low growth rate. Okay, so that's definitely the answer. Because of your high market share, you are able to generate high levels of cash. Next, identify the threat imposed on an incumbent by the entry of the new competitors uh, in the market. So letter A, heavy startup losses and near cost pricing. This would definitely be discouraging to new entrants, so that would not be a threat on an incumbent. Next, increased cost in order to compete against new entrants. Then this is definitely a threat. If you will be forced to incur additional costs or make additional investments because of new entrants, then definitely that is a threat on an incumbent. Economies of scale is not really related to threat from new entrants. The same as product differentiation. Okay, so the answer here would be the second choice. Uh, Tamara Incorporated is the market leader in desktop manufacturing. The company's success is driven by its highly skilled product development team, which has been creating path breaking designs that are sold at a premium price. However, the demand for desktop is declining as mobile technology is becoming increasingly popular. In order to address this threat, the Mars managers have conducted a SWOT analysis and have decided to use an SO strategy. Which of the following is a possible course of action under this uh, strategy? So the answer here would be uh, the fourth choice, which is to use the company's product development team to create innovative new mobile technology. Okay, since the problem tells us that the company's success is driven by its highly skilled product development team. So this is the strength of the company, and by creating new mobile technology, they would be able to create an opportunity for the company. So the best answer here would be the fourth choice. Next, which of the following items reflects the competitive intensity of an organization's uh, industry? The answer here would be the threats from new entrants and substitutes. Okay, so if there are substitutes class, then those providing the substitute would be would be considered as competitors. If there are new entrants, then these new entrants would also be considered as competitors. Okay, so depending on the amount of new entrants and available substitute products, the intensity of competition may be high or low. So the answer here would be the second choice. SWOT analysis includes considerations of what four strategic dimensions. Okay, so if ever this will come out, it will be unforgivable for you not to get it right. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Number 90, products that are identified in the BCG growth share matrix as cash cows possess high market share and low growth rate, or low in a low growth market. Okay, 91, low market share and high growth market, that would be your question mark. High market share, high growth, that would be your star. Low market share, low growth, that would be your dog. 91, which of the following best describes the function of SWOT analysis? The best answer here would be it provides a framework to identify a variety of elements that will help or hinder an organization's progress in the environment in which it operates. Okay, the answer here would be the third choice. 92, intensity of competition is usually influenced by all of the following except uh, the mission statement. Okay, the mission statement does not have anything to do with the intensity of competition. On the other hand, the growth rate in the market would be very inviting, thereby possibly increasing the intensity of the competition. The existence of barriers to exit would also be a factor that will affect the level of competition as well as the number and diversity of competitors in the market. 93, which of the following statements is not correct concerning contingency planning as it is used in strategic planning? The answer here would be the fourth choice. Contingency planning can help an organization prepare to effectively respond to likely risks that could have catastrophic results for the organization. Okay, so contingency planning will help an organization class to respond to unplanned events effectively. Okay, so the answer here would be the fourth choice. 94, bespoke designs is a small store that sells custom tailored formal clothes for men in a town in upstate New York. The company, let's go to the question first. Using Porter's five forces, which of the following fact can bespoke management use to convince the investor that the threat of new competitors is low? Okay, the owners of the company have approached an investor to help fund this growth. The investor is impressed with the company's product, but is worried that since Bespoke's market is attractive, new entrants will soon flood the market and reduce the profitability of the business. So let's go over the choices and uh, determine which one would uh, indicate that threat from new competitors is low. The company's offerings are premium products that earn high margins. No, that would actually be enticing to new competitors. Many potential competitors in the area employ tailors who were once employed at Bespoke. Again, that would not be a good thing. We will be able to say that they are essentially able to provide a similar product. The company's products are on par with those offered by premium clothing brands stocked in malls in the town. That would not be a good thing, also. The company is owned and operated by designers who are famous for their deep understanding of customer preference and their uh, distinctive style. So here, even if there will be new competitors, you will not be threatened because uh, the company, the incumbent, has high levels of experience. Okay, and they have already differentiated their service offerings. So here, unless if they would be able to match the designers of the incumbent company, then definitely uh, new competitors would not be encouraged to enter the market. 95, which of the following statement is true concerning pest analysis as it is used in strategic planning? PEST analysis involves assessing an organization's political and regulatory environment, economic environment, social and cultural environment, and its technological uh, environment. Okay, that would be your our answer. P stands for political, E stands for economic, S stands for social and cultural, and then T uh, stands for technological. Okay, so please remember this, as you may also be asked what are the factors that are considered in a pest analysis. The company has conducted a SWOT analysis to determine its business strategy. After studying the weighted average of the results of the analysis, one of the partners believes that the firm should invest in exploiting market attractiveness instead of focusing on building business strength. Which of the following data, if true, suggests that Swift's conclusion is flawed. Okay, the calculated weighted average for market attractiveness is 4.8, and the calculated weighted average of for business strength is uh, 1.9. Since the business strength is low, it would be highly advantageous to improve this one. Okay, let's try to go over the other choices. The calculated weighted average for market attractiveness is 4.2, and the calculated weighted average for business strength is uh, 4.5. This would be incorrect. The second choice would actually help or support the position of Miranda Swift. Market profitability was assigned the highest weight and was rated 1 on a scale of uh, 1 to 5. If that was the case, then market profitability should be focused on. Market size was assigned the highest weight and was rated again that if that was the case, market size would be the focus. The answer here would be the first choice because in a highly attractive market, it will entice other competitors to enter. Uh, so strategies to increase the low business strength would be most beneficial so that you'll be able to withstand new uh, competitors. 97, although not limited to this, what major areas are usually examined when conducting environmental scanning? Answer here would be the fourth choice, sustainability, economic, and regulatory sources. 98, which of the following describes a star business line in the BCG growth share matrix? Answer here would be the third choice. The business line holds a high share of a fast growing market. Okay, and the organization typically needs to spend significant resources in order to maintain its share of this market. Organization usually design invest strategies for this kind of business. Okay, this was already explained earlier. 99, Steve Electronics is a leading manufacturer of cell phones. Its close competitor has introduced a new model with a modified version of the latest operating system. Which of the following is the most likely effect of the step taken by the competitor? We would expect that the profit margin of Steve Electronics will decline because of the introduction of the new phone. The competitor, the company will have to drop the price on its older phone model so that it will be able to retain its market share. And because of the dip in the prices, while costs will remain, we will expect that profit margin would decrease. 100, which of the following is not correct concerning scenario planning, as it is used in strategic planning? Scenario planning can be used to model the expected impact of plausible alternatives Alternative trends in our organization. That's correct. Scenario planning can be used to help an organization develop a flexible strategic plan. That's also correct. Scenario planning can be used to help discover ways to deal with opportunities and threats in its external environment. That's correct. Uh, Scenario planning can be used to help discover ways to deal with strengths and weaknesses in its internal environment. Okay, mostly in scenario planning, your focus would be on external factors, not on internal factors. So that's why the answer here would be the fourth choice. 101. Which of the following statements concerning a dog on the BCG growth share matrix is correct? Dog, low, low. So the answer here would be a dog is a product or service with low cash generating capability and a low growth rate. Okay, that should be easy for us. All right. Umbra Incorporated, a business unit of A and B, manufactures widgets and its BCG growth share matrix. A and B has identified Umbra as a cash cow. The market for Umbra recently has started growing rapidly, converting it into a high growth market. Given the changed market conditions, in which of the following situations will Umbra eventually turn into a question mark on the BCG growth share matrix? Again, if it's a question mark, high growth but uh, uh, low low share in the market. Okay, so the answer here would be the second choice if Umbra is not able to expand its production capacity, because if that's the case, it will be unable to capitalize on the opportunity of the expanding market. Uh, then its market share would be going down, which would make it into a question mark. 103. Which of the following statements concerning a question mark on the Boston Consulting Group growth share matrix is correct? Question mark, gane, high growth, low share. Okay, so the answer here would be third choice. A question mark is a product or service with a low cash generating capability and a high growth rate. 104. Which of the following industries face the least threat of competition and profitability harm from the entry of new competitors? Answer here would be the automobile industry, because the it's very expensive to penetrate this market, and it's very difficult to compete with existing names in this market. 105. The company is engaged in the construction of roads. The company falls under occupational safety and health administration regulations that require it to design accident prevention policies and processes for its employees. According to PESTEL analysis, how does this regulatory requirement affect the organization's strategy? The answer here will be the fourth choice. It will affect the human resource practices followed by the organization. The PESTEL analysis class is an expanded version of the PEST analysis. Aside from your PEST, you will have your LE, which would be for your legal and your environmental factors. Okay, the P again is for political, E for economic, S for social, and T for uh, T is for mm, I forgot. Uh, uh, let's try to go back to the previous question. T is for technological. Okay, so the answer here again would be uh, the fourth choice. Next, 106. Which of the following statements concerning is star, again, star, high growth, high share. Okay, when we say you have a high market share, then that means you have a high cash generating capability. So the answer here would be the second choice. A star is a product or service with a high cash generating capability and a high growth rate. Last question, which of the following correctly lists all the factors of PESTEL analysis? Please remember this, Kasal. This would be asked in the essay question. Uh, so the PESTEL stands for politics, economy, social, technology, legal, and environmental. So that would be the second choice. Now, as a last pointer for the final exam, especially for the essay, please remember the other pointers I have given you in the for the pre-finals. The areas I have mentioned there that could be asked as an essay question that were not asked in the pre-finals could be asked or would be asked in the final exam. Again, go back to the pointers I have given you for the pre-final exam. The areas that I have mentioned there that could be asked as an essay question, which were not asked during the pre-finals, would be among those that will be asked in the final examination. Okay, so please prepare for those topics as well. Okay, so good luck on your final exam.